To Ocala Talks. Hour number 3 on a Thursday. We're live from WOCA, the palatial studios at WOCA Radio, just outside the food court entrance to the Paddock Mall in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. In the studios with me now is a man who is doing a little project in between the palatial studios of WOCA Radio and the food court entrance to the Paddock Mall. There's a nondescript, cream-colored, black-bottomed, cream-colored topped wall that is the outside of the mall. And E.J. Nieves joins us now. You're going to do something about that drab cream color and black wall that's out there.
Oh, yeah. First of all...
Hold on, First off, let me do my job. Turn your mic on.
First of all, let me say thank you for saying my last name right. You hit that right on the money. So thank you.
It's my job. When you have a name like Schmitz,
yeah,
the different things that can be, I had a football coach that said it was something without the M, something add an M, so I know you need to say names correctly. Nieves.
Copy. No, but I appreciate you, Tom. Yeah, we're out here and we're painting it up.
Yeah.
And so I won't say too much because I know we're trying to kind of keep some things on the hush hush and kind of have like a reveal, if you will. But yeah, we're painting some things out there.
Let's talk about you though before we get to the mural you're painting on the wall. You're very candid about where you come from, where you are now, and you put a Facebook post out a couple weeks ago because I follow you diligently on Facebook because you're fun to watch and the stuff you're doing is very exciting. So I follow you regularly on Facebook. You just opened a new art studio for artists here in the area where they can come and apply their trade and everything when they may not have the opportunity to have a working art studio. You supplied that recently.
Yeah.
But a year and a half ago, you weren't real sure where you were laying your head on a nightly basis.
Oh, no. It's interesting. So I'm from... Well, my mom always reminds me, I'm from Shalimar, Florida. That's where I grew up. But I put 17 years in Orlando, went to UCF, and never left. Long story short, the money pushed me out of Orlando. It's kind of becoming like a little New York, little LA.
Not like. It's really damn expensive to live there.
It is. It is. And so...
Unless you're a tourist, then it's more expensive.
Oh, exactly. And so really it was the money that pushed me out. And here I am, early 30s, money pushed me out, and I was like, man, it's getting way too expensive to live here. And I'm really trying to do this art thing. But where my mom lives, right, because I was just going to go back home. But where my mom lives in Crestview, Florida, there's just not a lot going on there. It's a nice little peaceful town, right on the outskirts of two military bases, Air Force bases. And so there's just not a lot going on there. So I said to myself, okay, I can't leave Central Florida. I got to figure this out. So long story short, I ended up at a friend's house sleeping on his couch. I was able to acquire a roommate, but that fell south. And when that fell south in early 2020, right before the pandemic, I was homeless, I had a roommate, didn't have one, got another roommate, didn't have one, and at that point I was like, man, this is wild. And I was two things: living out of my car and then also living out of the back of my gallery space that I'm at right now. That I'm at now. I'm not living behind it anymore, like it was, because it was like a gallery with a room in the back. But yeah, I mean the whole nine, living out of between my car and the gallery space, no shower, showering with baby wipes type thing.
Let's be honest though. It gives a little allure to the whole struggling artist thing, though.
It does. I mean, it does when I tell the story.
It kind of helps the story. I mean, we're not making light of it because, look, I don't make any bones about it. When I was 19 years old, I made a vow to myself that I would never be homeless again because I spent 11 and a half months where I would sleep on the MARTA trains. I was living in Atlanta. Sleep on the MARTA trains, go to the YMCA shower, go work at Po Folks as an expediter, go shower again, go to the gym, work out at the YMCA, go work as a bouncer at American Pie on Roswell Road, Then at the end of my shift as a bouncer, get on the MARTA train, sleep till they threw me off the MARTA train, and start the whole process over again.
Wow.
And I did that for 11 and a half months till I saved up enough money to live in Atlanta. Okay, so I understand what you mean when you need first, last, and deposit, and the cheapest place you can find is a not a one bedroom, a studio apartment that's $900 a month.
Yep.
That's $2,700 to get into.
Yes.
So I understand the plight of what you're saying, and I did stand-up comedy for a long time, and I have friends of mine who were struggling stand-up comedians, like my buddy Chris Cope, who's now out in Los Angeles and killing it.
Yeah.
He was living couch to couch, couch surfing in Gainesville for a long time trying to make this comedy thing. So, and he's in his mid-30s now and it's working.
Yeah.
So the fact that you stuck with what your passion is and your love is, even though there were some pitfalls along the way, kudos to you for that, man. Don't ever give up on your dreams.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And honestly, I'm getting to know you now on the air, and I'm getting goosebumps even thinking about your story, because that's profound. You know, like again, not making light of it or anything like that, or it's almost
unless
like
people have ever been homeless, they have no idea what the homeless face. They have no idea.
And I just knew, I had to keep going, And ironically enough, I have Ben Mangum here with us, and we're shooting a little video.
Yeah, Ben's in here. The legendary Ben Mangum is in here shooting video. He's doing all kind of stuff because you're making a documentary out of all of this and all.
Yes.
Because you recently painted a large intersection in Lake Wales. I mean, when I saw the drone footage of that, I was like, that's not a small, this is not a small undertaking you're doing at the mall by any means. It's a long wall and then a little half wall. It's a big undertaking. But it's got to feel like you're painting on a 4x6 frame compared to what you did in Lake Wales.
Yeah, so I'm going to just be real, right? This is and I don't want, maybe cushy's not the right word, but I feel very comfortable. I mean, I'm in the shade.
Right.
I got an accessible bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I wanted to take a little break, I literally have Chick-fil-A 35 feet away.
Certainly.
And so I painted, with the help of Andres Garcia and some volunteers, we painted a 60-foot by 50-foot intersection.
It was huge.
It was huge. And under the beating sun, and it was interesting because we thought about getting a tent and stuff like that, but it just kind of depends on the situation, right? So I thought about getting a 10x10 tent, kind of moving it around with me. But when you're doing the art and you're in the midst, you can't really worry about a tent and moving a tent, and you just got to get it done, And so I opted to not get a tent, and it was hard, It was hard. The sun was beating down, and it was just a lot of ground to cover. But I thank God that it worked out. And a lot of people talked about the proportions and whatnot. I wanted to say thank you to the Lake Wales Police Department for donating their drone footage, and photography to us every day. They would come check up on us and put a drone in the sky, take a picture of it, so that would help me with the proportions. But it was rough. It was tough.
What's the story? We got about 2 minutes before we got to get a break. How does one come up with the opportunity to paint a 50x60 intersection in Lake Wales?
The city of Lake Wales wanted it, so they knew that they wanted that to be done. That's starting to pop off a lot in different cities, painting on streets. And so another shout out to Andrew Allen. He's at the Lake Wales Art Center, and the director over there, he put my name in the hat. And so, I've known Andrew for quite a while. I will say this, Instagram changed my life, and I put a lot of time and effort and energy in trying to, gain awareness and grow my followers and things like that. So in my story, it was social media. Social media has kind of opened these doors for me.
Give everybody your Instagram so they can follow you if they want to.
Yeah, it's @official, like a referee, official, N as in Nancy, EHS as in super, officialness.
No eyes have seen.
No eyes have seen.
And if you work at Instagram, you can make it profitable for you, and you can make it where you get a lot of opportunities. I don't work at Instagram, and somehow I still have 1,400 followers.
Yeah.
And I may post on Instagram once every month and a half, and a fat guy like me, I post, prime rib with some potatoes and a little dessert. I post either pictures of my dogs or food.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed at how many people, like 2 weeks ago, I posted a food plate that I'd made, and it got 137 likes. It had 846 people visit my thing. over a damn plate of food.
Hey, people love food.
So
but
Instagram is really a game changer.
It is.
When you're trying to get out what you do and your brand.
Yes, most certainly. And you are a personality yourself, so social media will always work in your favor.
I'm a personality whether I got a microphone or not.
No,
Hey, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get into talking about exactly what you're doing here and how the opportunity arose for you to work here at the Paddock Mall. Good with you?
Yeah, let's go.
We're talking with E.J. Nieves. He is the artist that is painting the mural, which I have no idea what he's painting, but I'm gonna grill him. He's gonna tell me before he leaves here. I'll know. We'll all know before he leaves here. I got him, folks. We'll find out. You're listening to Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
930